So it is not every day that you get a call from a 17-year-old who wants a job. At this point in our society, that is certainly the exception, not the rule. Not just a paycheck, but somebody who's wanting to actually work and get something going. I had a 17-year-old reach out to me. They wanted to get another part-time job that they already have one, and they ended up calling me, I believe, 3 times over the last 6 to 9 months. I originally was not looking to hire anybody, and there was no position to be filled, and yet this kid basically kept calling. When he first called me, he was 16, then he was 17, and because this kid was so persistent, reaching out, asking, hey, is there anything I can do? What can I do? I'd love to learn. I'd love to be able to do this or that. Like, I couldn't help but want to hire the guy, even though there is no position to be filled. There's nothing that I directly absolutely need, besides the fact that what could I have him do? I'm not going to have him drive, that's for sure. He's a minor working in this industry. I don't know if that's the best idea. If you've got your kid working for you or something like that, like I've got nothing against that, I guess, but no. So essentially, when there was no job to even give, this kid basically created his own interview. I ended up meeting with him at McDonald's. We chatted about what he can do, his experience is, and essentially what I could potentially have him do for me. As far as liability goes, and in today's age, in our absolutely insane culture, the idea of having a minor work for me, potentially clean dumpsters up, keep my property clean, help me with maintenance, help me with maintenance on the truck, different other things potentially, like, that does not sound very safe for liability reasons. That does not sound like a good idea. For liability reasons, I'm just not gonna go there, whether it's a guy or a girl, especially with how crazy things are today. I'm just not gonna go there. Whether a kid said something or a parent said something or even questioned, if you are even questioned about any potential weird thing that could come up, you are guilty until proven innocent, and I'm not interested in that. So what I wanted to do, potentially, because I'm intrigued by anybody who especially wants to follow up and call back and try to get a job, to do anything, that's a miracle at this point, seemingly. Anybody who wants to work and actually keep a job and keep going, amazing. So having said all that, I was thought, is there anything I can have this kid do? He's 17 years old, in high school. He gets out of school at 3-something o'clock in the afternoon. I'm assuming he wants to do more work during the summertime. What can I have this kid do? I was thinking, well, maybe there's some stuff he can do for me online. I could pay him per posting on Facebook, or per call, or per email, or something where he could be reaching out to customers. He could be doing different things. I can use maybe his youth and his maybe online presence that maybe even is better than mine, as far as utilizing technology. Maybe he knows more than I do about AI and those types of categories, to where I could pay him or something like that. Another thought I had was maybe I could pay him commission, going door to door, just putting door hangers on every door, hitting a neighborhood. Maybe I could do that. That does not involve me being with him. That's him being on his own time, doing whatever. If nobody calls, he doesn't get commission. If many people call, he gets commission. I can track it through a discount code that they might use, or a phone number that I would have to put on the door hanger, something like that. That would be incredible. That would be great, to be able to do that, for him. Potentially, high risk, high reward. for doing that. I was thinking like $50 per conversion per customer that he brings me. So, you know, nothing if nobody calls or nobody books online or something, but $50 a pop, and that would pay for, I don't know, a couple hours. If one person calls and in 2 hours you made $50, you know, 25 an hour. I think that would be pretty solid for a 17-year-old. So trying to basically find a good fit for this kid who's still not 18, to where I could potentially use, you know, his best skills for my business, and to ultimately grow into maybe a bigger job for him in the future when he does turn 18, doing a little bit more stuff to help me out, kind of being an extra, a third hand, a handyman type of a thing to help out. So anyways, I said yes to meeting with him. We went to McDonald's and we just chatted. I said, hey, you know, to be honest, completely honest, I wasn't looking to hire anybody. I'm willing to consider it. I'm willing to brainstorm with you, and let's talk about it. So he basically shared, I asked him several questions. Hey, what are you interested in? What is your experience now? What are you wanting to get out of a job? Is this just a paycheck? Are you trying to do more stuff, trying to learn, trying to grow? And essentially he already had one part-time job 1 day a week, and he wanted to add to it. He wanted to work at least maybe 3 more days. And so I said, well, I can't have you drive. As far as liability, safety-wise, working with dumpsters and different things, I can't have you do that. Would you be willing to look at working with AI or online social media stuff, or, you know, those types of things that are more online, or potentially the door hanger commission-based stuff? So we chatted through that. To be perfectly honest, which I don't blame him, he was not so interested in doing that. And ultimately, I made the assumption of the online stuff, him just being younger than me, him probably knowing more than me on that stuff. Seemingly that's not the case. The online, social media, AI, things being connected, all of those things, to me, in my mind, that is the next, not just wave, but the new normal for how businesses have to operate. And so, not that I know everything, but I definitely, it sounded like I knew more than this, you know, kid. So that didn't seem to be a good fit. And then as far as the commission-based stuff goes, that didn't seem to be a good fit either. He didn't seem too interested in actually doing the door-to-door stuff, even though $50, he was like, that's pretty interesting, $50, okay. But I said, you can do it as much or as little as you want, no pressure. You know, as soon as I see stuff coming in, you're gonna get a paycheck. I mean, it's that simple. And that did not seem to be a good fit for both of us on either side. So all that to say, I took this as a learning experience. I hope he did as well, as far as hiring goes, and what I would even want to do working with somebody. And it really kind of turned some light bulbs on in my mind, thinking, hey, if I hire somebody, is this just a job to them? Is this something where I can invest in somebody? I can share with them. I can work with them and build them up. What kind of an employer do I want to be someday? Do I want to be the guy who's, I mean, we've all had some bad employer at some point, right? And you can tell when the owner doesn't care about you and when he does. And most of the time, people don't. To me, just some final thoughts. I really wanted to ask the questions, to be a help to this guy, whether he worked for me for 6 months or 4 or 5 years or 20 years. I want to be an employer that will invest in my employees, in my workers. I want to challenge them. I want them to not just stick with me, but to go on and do even bigger and better things. But how can I help them level up? How can I empower them? How can I do that? I'm just a one-man operation right now. So this is all dreaming and scheming and whatever you want to say. I'm excited about the future, what that would hold for me. I think it's going to be a really neat thing to be able to do someday when that does happen, whether it's somebody over 18 or not. But ultimately, this conversation, because this kid literally followed up with me several times, that's the main reason why I even gave him a chance, why I even said I'll meet with you at McDonald's. It's because he literally followed up with me multiple times. And I'm like, wow, this underage 17-year-old kid who doesn't know anything about this stuff, he got a chance with me because he followed up. What would that mean for me in my business if I were to continue to pursue, to call back leads more and more and more that I get from people online or different things? What would that look like for me if I was that persistent? If I followed up as much as he did? I think I do in certain areas, but in other areas with calling potential clients, calling potential contractors and stuff, I have not done a good job. And so this kid literally taught me a lesson based on his work ethic, based on him actually trying to reach out and follow up and be like, hey, I'm still really interested in getting a job. What can I do? How can I serve you? How can I, like, he taught me something. And I'm incredibly grateful for it. Hopefully you guys have a great day today. Learn from a 17-year-old kid. I just did, and I don't want to let it go to waste. So be safe, guys. It's about to come down here. We'll catch you in the next one. God bless. See ya.